You ready, Ms. France?
Yes, Your Honor. I just noticed my laptop was down to about 20%, so I'm going to plug it in and make sure we don't lose power.
Gotcha. Okay, let me call this case. This is cause number 40. What's going on? 40559 in the state of Monica Burillo. Let me have announcements for the record, please, Mr. France.
Yes, Your Honor. John David Franz here for the applicant, Leila Burillo.
Okay.
Judge, I'm having some interference.
Yeah, me too.
Auxiliary input mode.
How's it coming out? Can you hear it?
Better.
I have a note that O. Colmenares entered the waiting room. That must be a family member?
Yes, Your
Yes.
Honor.
Okay, let me admit them. Mr. O, I believe it's O, Octavio.
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 I've got your name on the screen, but you're not coming through, and your microphone is muted. I don't
Your
know.
Honor,
Are you on video or just, sorry, go ahead, Ms. France.
no, I believe he's one of the brothers. He'll be monitoring, but he
There.
won't be testifying.
Okay, there, but I didn't have his face on the screen, but I do now. Mr. Colmenares, good afternoon, welcome.
Thank you.
Ms. Burillo and Mr. Colmenares, I want to take a moment to express my sympathy to both of you for your
Oh, thank you very much.
passing.
Thank
So,
you, John.
you're welcome, ma'am. Would you call your first witness, Mr. France?
Yes, Your Honor. We would call Leila Daniela Burillo Grunberger.
All right, ma'am, I'll ask you to raise your right hand. Will you swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Mr. France.
Would you please state your name?
Leila Daniela Burillo Grunberger.
Where do you reside?
In Mexico, Mexico City.
And what is your relationship to the late Monica Burillo?
I'm her daughter.
Was your mother also known as Monica Grunberger de Burillo and Josefina Monica Grunberger y Soto de Burillo?
Yes.
When we refer to your mother in this proceeding, can we refer to her as Monica Burillo?
Yes, of course.
When did Monica Burillo die?
February 22nd, 2021.
In what city and state did Monica Burillo pass?
In McAllen, Texas.
Now, earlier this year, you and your family provided me with an original will and a codicil, which we filed with the court on May 23rd, 2021. Do you remember going over the
Yes.
original?
Yes.
Okay. And the documents that we filed, the originals with the court, you did get a chance to read them and review them, correct?
Yes.
To your knowledge, was the will or the codicil that we filed as exhibits A and B to the application for probate of will, was that ever revoked by your mother?
No.
Now, your mother made some changes to her original will where she changed the beneficiaries to a couple of properties, and that was done in 2018, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you were named in the will as the executor of your mother's estate, as well as a beneficiary of her estate, correct?
Yes.
And you are not a resident of Hidalgo County, Texas, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, We have filed in your behalf an appointment of registered agent under section 304.003 of the Texas Estates Code, which you signed. Do you recall that?
Yes,
And that was necessary because you are a citizen of Mexico, correct?
correct.
And you have named John David Franz, attorney at law, as your resident agent in this case in order to accept service of process in all actions or proceedings with respect to your mother's estate. Is that correct?
Yes,
Now, your mother passed away at the age of 86 in Hidalgo County, Texas. Is that correct?
correct.
And your mother had a home and several pieces of real estate in Hidalgo County at the time of her death. Did she not?
Yes,
At the time of your mother's death, was your mother married?
no.
Now, can you tell the judge the name of your mother's first husband and how that marriage ended?
Of course, it was Octavio Colmenares Vargas, and they got divorced.
Okay. And of that marriage, did your mother and Mr. Colmenares have any children?
Yes,
Can you name all of the children of that marriage for the judge?
sure. Mónica Beatriz Colmenares Grunberger, José Manuel Colmenares Grunberger, Octavio Antonio Colmenares Grunberger, Elsa Claudia Colmenares Grunberger.
Now, after that divorce, were there any other children born of that first marriage?
No,
Did your mother and Mr. Colmenares adopt any other children?
no,
After the divorce, did your mother remarry?
yes,
And can you tell the court, tell Judge Garza the name of the man that your mother married?
of course. Benjamin Burillo Perez.
And how did that marriage end?
My dad died in 2002.
So my next question is, of that marriage
That's
with Mr. Benjamin, were there any children born of that marriage?
You're breaking up a little bit. I am the only daughter.
Okay, there were no other children born to your mother or adopted by your mother during the time of her marriage to Mr. Benjamin, correct?
No. Yes.
All right. So all of your mother's children you've named here today: Monica, Jose Manuel, Octavio, Elsa, and Leila. Those are all
Yes.
of the children that were ever born to your mother, correct?
Yes.
Are you declaring that the 5 children of Monica Burillo are solely those that we have named in this proceeding and are the ones that are named in her will and codicil?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to appoint you independent executor of your mother's estate as she requested in her will?
Yes.
And are you asking that the court appoint you the independent administrator without the necessity of a bond?
Yes.
Now, your brothers and sisters and you anticipate entering into a settlement agreement which will allow for an orderly distribution of all of your mother's assets in the United States, correct?
Yes.
And as soon as you are appointed temporary or administrator of this estate, you plan to enter into a settlement agreement with your brothers and sisters that you will bring to the court for approval, correct?
Correct.
And you've discussed this with your brothers and sisters, and Mr. Octavio Colmenares is online, and all are in agreement with proceeding by way of a settlement agreement, correct?
Yes.
Are you requesting that the court issue letters of administration in the estate in your name so that you can go ahead and get the settlement agreement approved, and you can take care of all of the estate taxes for the estate?
Correct.
Your Honor, based on that testimony, I request that the court appoint her the administrator of the estate, and that the court order that letters of administration issue in the name of Leila Daniela. Let me see if I have this correct. Burillo Grunberger.
Yes.
All right, if that concludes your evidence, Mr. Franz, I'll take judicial notice. There is a return of citation in file, having been filed as return on March 3rd, 2021. And I have the appointment of resident agent that Ms. Burillo just testified to, having been filed on February 26, 2021. Mr. Franz, I have a proposed order that you had submitted to the court for Judge Joanne Garcia's signature back in June 7th, 2021. I've reviewed it. Other than changing the name of the judge and the date, I'm prepared to sign it if you want me to.
That would be fine, Judge. We would appreciate that.
Okay, Ms. Burillo and Mr. Colmenares, as I said earlier, I'm sorry about your mother's passing.
Thank you.
Everything is in order. I have the order before me. I'll sign it and file it of record as soon as I can, hopefully tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Nice to meet you both, and please express my sympathies to your brothers and sisters.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
If that's
Thank you so
everything,
much.
we'll conclude the hearing. Thank you all very much. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Same to you,
Likewise.
sir.